assets and finding tax havens right here in the United States. Actually, one of the surprises about the Panama Papers is how few Americans have so far been exposed. Transparency International's Shruti Shah said that is because it's so easy to create a vehicle to hide your money and your identity in the U.S. that there is no need to mess with Panama.
You don't really have to go to Panama or other tax havens. They are not the only ones making it possible for corrupt officials and other criminals to launder their money. You can do it in every state in the U.S.
Well, she added, in every state in the U.S., you can incorporate a limited liability company or another legal entity, and you don't have to disclose who the beneficiary on it is. Here's a little known fact. In a 2015 ranking of tax havens, most attractive for those who are looking to hide assets, the U.S. came in third. Panama was 10 spots behind at 13. So for U.S. authorities, there seems to be a lot of work to be done at home.
Well, journalist Ernst Wolf believes the U.S. has indeed transformed itself into a tax evasion hotspot.
Have been professing to be fighting tax evasion all over the world, but at the same time they've opened up some tax havens in their own country. See, the states of Delaware, Nevada, Wyoming and South Dakota are the new Switzerlands of this world. And what they're doing right now is they're blackmailing people all over the world because nobody knows if he will end up in that list. And people, the only way that people can avoid ending up in that list is putting their money into the new tax havens in America.
Well, WikiLeaks raises serious question marks over the Panama Papers. It says that Washington played a major role in those revelations with the intention of targeting Russia. Tumelo Motatane examines the accusations.
Mossack Fonseca is a Panama-based offshore law firm. More than a year ago, an anonymous source passed 2.6 terabytes of the firm's data through a German newspaper to the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. But what is the ICIJ? A DC-based organization sponsored by, among others, the Open Society Foundation. And remember that name. Well, to sort through the Panama Papers, the ICIJ in turn distributed the files among affiliated journalists and organizations. And this one received the documents relating to Eastern Europe.
We were contacted by the ICIJ. We've been collaborating with them for a long time with a request to prepare part of the investigation on Eastern Europe and Eurasia, and we agreed.
The Organized Crimes and Corruption Report Project. Now, what is the OCCRP? Here's one of their flagship materials. They named Vladimir Putin Anti-Person of the Year way back in 2014. And that's exactly the organization that WikiLeaks is concerned about over its role in the investigation. But why? Well, let's backtrack a bit. The OCCRP is funded directly by the U.S. government via an organization called USAID, as well as by the Open Society Foundation run by billionaire George Soros. Remember, that's the same group that partly funds the ICIJ. Now, what are USAID and the Open Society famous for?
Anytime you see anything funded by Washington, directly or indirectly, you know that you are permitting Washington to undermine your own country.
His influence is beyond global. The Panama Papers might be a pushback from Soros for Russia last year, banning a number of American non-governmental organizations.
And so it seems that pretty much none of the recent revolutions went ahead without some sort of involvement from American NGOs. While the OCCRP does not even hide its anti-Russian stance, and this is why WikiLeaks thinks that its involvement in the attack on Putin undermines the investigation's credibility. Dumela Mototwane, RT.